Here between the Minutemen and the Dream is Dead. Hopefully it's not dead because you definitely want to keep that dream alive. I'm Bobby J here with Doctor, bringing you this special scrim here on a Wednesday evening. How's it going, Doctor?
Really good tonight. Had a good day. Casting CG yesterday, so looking forward to see a scrim between these two teams. Haven't seen these teams play each other at all. I know a few of their players, and looking forward to them.
Well, we're seeing some of the players around in custom game nights and the three. Oh, well, would you call them? Like, would they call them the Rumbles? I can't remember the name. The Rumbles. You're gonna have to fill in the blanks in my brain right now.
Oh, their names of their teams.
No, the Rumble. No, we know the names of the team. They're on the screen.
Sunday Night Rumble or Sunday Night Fun Night.
Oh, Sunday Brawl. Is that the thing?
Things,
yeah. So they coming back, I'm pretty sure, with 3v3s and 1v1s. So they're gonna be pretty exciting. No other organisation right now in Australia is putting on any 1v1 and 3v3 tournaments, so that's going to be pretty fun. But in any case, we still have a nice 6v6 scrim here between the Minutemen and the Dream is Dead. So on the blue side, the Minutemen, we've got Hydraulics on Reinhardt, Big Bad Banana on Server 76, Soldier 76, Nexter on Ana, Party Walrus on Reaper, Koth on Zarya, and Swanky Pants on Zenyatta, which rounds out the Minutemen, with the Dream is Dead on the offense with Tar Prak on Reinhardt, Rackhead on Ana, Mist on Roadhog, Jagged... What did you say? Jag D Hunter and Genji, Trav on Diva, and Hoss on Lucio, which rounds out the teams, Doctor.
Yeah, it looks like we're opening up with a pretty typical 3-tank lineup here from the Dream is Dead with the Genji in here. We don't typically see Genji a lot at the moment. We're interested to see maybe on Dorado trying to go on that high ground and flush out players, like going straight for Party Walrus on this Reaper here. Well,
Jagged already spotted off Party Walrus and forced him back down to the team here in the market, so they're not going to hold up in the balcony. They've just already moved back to the market here, Minutemen, waiting for the Dream is Dead to push in. So, they've got the shields begin to crack here for Reinhardt as they start moving into the market.
Yeah, they broke that shield really early on from the Dream is Dead, breaking through that shield quite early. But now they've got this Diva that can help soak up that damage. This Party Walrus pushing straight in here is a really good sleep dart there and early on.
Is the fight still breaking out here as Tar Prak has picked out Party Walrus, so the offense have got a good opportunity to move in now with a player down for the Minutemen, but they get the charge coming in from Hydraulics. Doesn't get anyone there. He has a Zarya shield to keep him up, Bionic Grenade as well. Shield begins to crack for Tar Prak, so you might want to put that down. He does that now to recharge.
Yeah, the Minutemen just holding them off here by putting a player on the card. They really need to do a Tarb on this Diva. He's just soaking up all the damage they're putting out.
Tar Prak charges in right onto the top of Hydraulics, but his team's there to back him up as Jag D is in the back line, hits the deflect, he's back with his team as Big Bad Banana picks up the kill on Tar Prak, missed the same on top of Hydraulics at 5v5 right now. They keep moving on, the Minutemen, they've got high energy here, but the sound barrier is going to keep people up alive, and the Dream is dead, but it's currently alive right now, but as I say, that Mist has been taken out.
Yeah, trading quite evenly. It's going to start to favour the Dream is Dead as their respawns are just going to have a little bit less distance to travel. And it just feels with these 3 tanks are just surviving and sustaining through a lot of the damage that's coming out, even with the Zenyatta on the Minutemen.
The Dream has not left the market yet though, so they're not going to regroup. They've put the Nano Boost on top of Trav, he has a Discord Orb on top of him, and the Transcendence comes out from Swanky Pants to keep the Minutemen alive right now as they're fighting on top of the Escort. Got to move forward with Hydraulics right at the front line with the help of Party Walrus, but he gets hooked by Mist. He's taken out and the fight continues.
Yeah, great deny there from Mr. hooking the Reaper out of the Death Blossom. That wasn't a great position to shut down that push, but just pulling him out of that. Now they're probably going to be able to quite comfortably push through here, cleaning up the last few players. This Genji's actually working reasonably well for them here. They're distracting that backline and forcing them to turn around. The Zenyatta got a little bit of delay off there, but just by running those 3 tanks and making sure you got that out, the lack of the Lucio meant they couldn't disengage very easily or come back in quickly.
They have one ultimate each here with the Dragon Blade on Jag D Hunter for the Dream is Dead, and we've got the Nano Boost for the Minutemen. But only the Earthshatter's coming up soon, Doctor, so they're in a little bit of trouble here, the defense.
Yeah, they kind of would have had to use that Nano Boost in that previous fight on Party Walrus in that Death Blossom, but he would have got hooked out anyway, so it's kind of good that they didn't actually use it there. Now they've got an opportunity maybe to put it on Hydraulics on this Reinhardt, maybe to build up his ultimate quickly and then go through with a good Earthshatter.
Trav gets him to the top, up onto the balcony here for the high ground, but he's been forced down as the hook comes on top of Koth. He's in a world of hurt right now, but these teams come down to join him, but not in time as Mist gets the final kill on top of Koth. They're going to start moving in here. The Dream is Dead. They get another hook, and the self-destruct coming from Diva, placed right on in the middle of the checkpoint. Trav gets a nice double kill with it.
Yeah, Mr. Great job there to hook down that Zarya from the high ground there. It just felt like they were staying off on that high ground a little bit too long. They can't push too far. And then just initiating off the back of that hook, and they haven't had to use many ultimates at all. They use that Earthshatter and Diva ultimate, and got through quite easily through that whole fight, or that streets phase.
4 minutes and 33 seconds to play for the DreamisDead. They're 2-0 right now, so a very good position to get 3-0 and some extra time in the bank. As Mist has been caught out here before taking out Party Walrus, so still 5 members each. The DreamisDead's going to wait for their 6 members before pushing in.
Yeah, slowly pushing is we actually see the Minutemen actually pushing in quite early here, just going to try and get them off the cart early on, so they have to keep pushing through these chokes to come back in. Maybe a little bit early, not taking that high ground though, it's been interesting to see here.
They weren't able to use the Nano Boost to its full potential here with the Big Bad Banana. The shields came up from the DreamisDead, so a good opportunity for them to push in now.
Yeah, that hook on the Hydralic Surge, pulling him out of position. That Graviton Surge is great though, it's going to hold all their players back. Now the Transcender's coming and just a little bit too late. Now they're cleaning through the place. That whole hog.
But Tarprak has the Nano Boost. He's already picked up 2 kills, 3 kills now. He's going to move on to see who else he can get. The hook comes from Mist on top of Party Walrus, able to rape out, but he's caught himself in. He's taken out. Here comes. Oh, I haven't actually put. I was going to say here comes the spawn push now. It was a spawn hole, but Mist gets a nice double kill. But the escort was no one was really on it, Doctor.
Yeah, the Minutemen here just staggering in though. Like Mist is getting those hooks and opening up on them. They really need to fall back now. They've got, I think not anymore. They had enough time to fall back and regroup with 6. Now they just have to keep coming in and just try and delay this payload out from now on.
Premature Earth Shadow there from Tarprak, so he didn't really get anyone. He charged in, but it has forced back people into the spawn as Trav gets his self-destruct off with the D.Va ultimate and gets 1 kill. The hook comes from Mist as well. He's been slammed down by an Earth Shadow by Hydraulics, but there's still too many people on the cart. No one can get there to deal with it. And a nice time set with 3 minutes and 2 seconds for the DreamisDead.
Yeah, Mist doing a great job on that hog there, getting those hooks in, just landing hook after hook and cleaning up those players. A lot of the time going for the supports as well, by taking that Zenyatta in that fight. A Zenyatta, with a Discord on hog, it'll tear through him, so recognizing that was an immediate threat to him, removing him from the fights quite early on a lot. And just rolling off the back of that, they always had a better shield trade by using that D.Va shield, Tava on that D.Va, using that defense matrix to help them just win those trades, and then go forward off the back of that, get Tava right up in there to push on the back of Minutemen.
Minutemen need to get a good time here because 3 minutes and 2 seconds in the bank is quite handy to be for the DreamisDead going into round 3 on Dorado if we see it. So they can't have any delays on the first checkpoint, the Minutemen. So what sort of offensive team makeup would you like to see from them?
I'd like them to see them make sure they at least have a Lucio. Running Zenyatta does work on defense. You can run with no Lucio as long as you got that team synergy and that coordination to make sure you're always going for the right fights and you don't use that Lucio to reset your fights. Now on offense, I definitely think they should bring out a Lucio and just try and swap to a lineup that can win these shields trades. And playing into a Mayhe will mean they need to make sure that they commit together and not just stall around on that payload for too long. When we were watching DreamisDead there, they kind of sat on that payload for a while and they let Minutemen just push one of their players forward and delay it there. And eventually we saw them commit off the back of a hook off Mist. And it felt like a little bit delayed. We could see the Minutemen just push quite quickly, and as long as they go together, they have an opportunity off that.
They have no Reinhardt right now. As the pause comes out, but let's take a look at the team lineup. We've got no Reinhardt here for the offense for the Minutemen. They're going to go with a 3-tank setup with D.Va, Roadhog, and Zarya. So you'd imagine that the Zarya should be going on the D.Va to get in there and maybe even just bait out a Maywall, because that's going to be the problem when they push in through the archway.
Yeah, definitely. And by not running that Reinhardt, it does show that they're probably looking to play quite an aggressive play and go very quickly. Because if they have no Reinhardt, they've got no option to sit back and win these trades. They can just walk in with that D.Va defense matrix up at the front, make sure they get Party Walrus in there, and try and let him get a hook off on one of those players sitting behind the right shield. One thing they have to be aware of, though, well, hopefully they've scouted out as early as possible and find that there's a Mei, so they don't get cut off. Because none of their players except the D.Va can get over the top of that. So if he does get walled off, make sure the D.Va's up front, and then just try and boost out and get out the top of that window or to the side there.
If you look at, well, 2 players have dropped out here, but if you look at the DreamisDead right now, they've got a pretty good lineup because teams can't see what the other team has picked yet. So they've got a good lineup because a projectile character, you can say like Genji or Pharah, wouldn't do too good against 3 tanks because you want to be able to have that consistent damage, which you can get with a Soldier 76. So the Mei comes quite handy to cut off people and throw a bionic grenade on top of the tanks to get off a lot of damage on them.
Yeah, and you can Mei wall them off, and then as long as you follow through maybe with an Ana grenade and put that Reinhardt in, especially that D.Va, if the D.Va can follow through, because Soldier isn't a hero that commits really well off the back of a Mei wall. Typically you see a Reaper that can do that, but a Soldier can always put out consistent damage as long as their aim is good enough. So they just put the Soldier at the back, let him keep shooting down players, maybe shoot someone that tries to flank over the wall or get through the sides, but then make sure the rest of their players commit on whoever's caught off, and then take them out really early on. that does rely on Mitch here landing that wall and making sure that he splits off those players and then goes and commits on the back of that.
So they just dropped from Battle.net. Apparently listed on Discord as just technical issues with Battle.net, so hopefully that gets solved. But in any case, if whoever's listening here on server 76, well, S76GG Twitch channel. So tomorrow night, Thursday, we have the Masterminds podcast happening at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, with Saturday CGN returns for World Pullions, so be sure to sign up for that if you haven't yet. And then on Sunday we have the ESL Major starting at 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, so sign up for that. It's going to be a big one to end 2016. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then of course we have Cyber Gamer returning on Tuesday, which rounds out the next week worth of competitions, Doctor.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to those, see the consistency of those teams. Wanted to see Love Shack back again. They haven't won since Jam showed up, so Jam just coming into CG to say, hey, we're still a dominant team. We're going to deny you that first place, but it's still consistently for Love Shack. Previously, Cuck Smashers coming forward each week and putting out a consistent performance right now. It's really well done from them. And there's still other teams showing up in the back. There's some teams getting caught out, Alter Ego not having a great performance lately, but I still see them bouncing back from that and coming forward and putting their best foot forward from now on.
So I don't know if I can 100% confirm this, but I was talking to Redac today, and he is only one player short from putting tempo when he's waiting for a reply from James, which I assume is Jim Ebb. So if they gets all sorted, then they'll have a lineup ready to go, which is going to be awesome to see a potential Tempo v Jam game. And there's a lot of questions around who is number one team right now. So some people say Jam, some people say Tempo, and then there's some dark horses in there, teams like Skyfire, Love Shack, Alter Ego, and then Mastermind. So there's some good teams circling around, and we're going to find out Sunday. But in any case, we're still here with the Server 76 scrim tonight here on a beautiful Wednesday evening. The Minutemen are ready for their offensive push now.
Yeah, we see the power walls on this hog now. So they're going to play it off the back of these hooks, it looks like, try and just get him in there. Not playing a loose set, so they're going to play it a little bit slower here, maybe just relying on their individual picks and use those discords to get the opening damage. They've already got Tava hooked straight in here.
It's popped Trav's mech right now, so he's going to be forced back in Baby Diva mode. He's getting behind the Reinhardt shield, so they've been forced down from the balcony to the marketplace. So a good position right now for the Minutemen to move on. They still have the threat of the Maywall to get past, but they're doing a good job now because they're gonna pass the Waymore, the Maywall there. Too many words trying to come out. The Maywall is not successful. There's a bit of a gap there, so they could pull the trigger and get in. If they leave it too long, they may be trapped by another Maywall. So Hook comes in on top of Hoss. He gets out just in time.
Yeah, though we do see the DreamisDead building ultimates much faster by the fact that there is no Reinhardt shooting, so they're just eating all this damage up, and now we see this really early males coming out.
The Blizzard gets thrown down, and it completely separates a lot of the members of the Minutemen. I always call them Server 76, as JagD Hunter on the Soldier 76 picks up a nice triple kill to end the fight.
Yeah, great job there from the DreamisDead, just pushing through off the back of that male, chasing down their players that are trying to run away, which meant they were able to build up a few of their other ultimates. And now they're going to be able to commit together on another fight. If there's a Transcendence that comes out, they will probably have a Diva ulti ready for that. As long as they don't get caught out by maybe a whole hog and a boost, or maybe if the soldier goes up for a flank and they boost him on the side, they've got to be really aware of that. But Tava could quite easily shut that down with that defense matrix.
Mist is nice and sneaky up there, sitting above the balcony on the archway, as Hydraulics is forced to jump down. The Zarya shield and Bionic Grenade just keeping him alive as the Minutemen begin to keep pushing through. So they need to deal with that May because she's so sneaky. She's just sitting up there waiting for people to push in. So they've got to pull the trigger, Minutemen, not waste any time, and they're going to do that with the Nano boost. But he gets slammed down, Party Walrus, by the Earth Shatter from Tarprak. The self-destruct is placed right in front of them. No one's going to get killed though, except for Party Walrus and JagD Hunter. He's on a rampage right now.
Yeah, JagD Hunter with that boost and that tactical visor will just run straight through and clean up players there. Just felt like Hydraulics there was not in a position to deal with him with that defense mode. But by then, there was a lot of ultimates already committed from the DreamisDead used to win that fight. Though, that was a lot of ultimates. They did use 4 ultimates in that previous fight to defend that point. They did get a few out of the Minutemen there, but there's still this Diva ult, this tactical visor, but no boost for that. This Graviton Surge is coming up right now though. As long as Tava can maybe eat this or just defend while they're in it, they've got an opportunity to continue to defend here.
Only a minute and 26 seconds left in the bank for the Minutemen to push on. With 3 minutes and 2 seconds for the DreamisDead, it's going to be very difficult. They've got to go in now if they want to salvage any sort of time. But the Transcendence from Swanky Pants is going to keep some people alive, except for Party Walrus. He's taken out, so the pressure from the DreamisDead is immense right now.
Yeah, one thing about Transcendence right now with this current meta, there's always an Ana at the moment. So if you get frozen with that male, that grenade is going to land as long as you get hydraulics there with that defense matrix to save them. So Transcendence right now just being a little bit of a weaker ultimate to counter with, as long as you don't block those grenades.
Here we go with a couple ultimates coming from the Minutemen with the Graviton Surge and the Self-Destruct. Doesn't pick up any kills though, as a sound barrier was popped here for the DreamisDead to keep them alive through the situation. As the Earth Shatter comes out from Tarpack right again on a couple of members, and they're going to clean up here the DreamisDead.
Yeah, well done there from the DreamisDead. Just staying together, they use their ultimates really efficiently there in the end to trade out, and just not getting caught out by those ultimates as well. Now we see Party War swapping off this Trace, knowing they need to get back in quick and try and get an opening pick really early on, but he's already getting pushed back by Tyler. He's doing a great job on this D.Va, and almost now they've got a boost in a Tactical Visor and another May Blizzard. Mist is doing a great job to put out damage and have this up, and he's in a great position right now to put this out behind them.
Minutemen to be careful with their position with the Blizzard being thrown down now, so they need to get the Nano Boost and the Tactical Visor combo, but DreamisDead has beat him to the punch, and they've cleaned up here with 3 kills for Jag D Hunter with the Nano Boost Tactical Visor combo.
Yeah, the DreamisDead always going for those early engages, using their opportunity, using that better positioning to get those engagements off first as well. Not waiting to see that if Minutemen, the moment they're about to push in, it was always the DreamisDead going in first, and that just helped them win every single fight quite convincingly from them on out. And then a few ultimates committed in a few fights, a little bit too much, but in the end, just having a dominant showing there.
The Minutemen couldn't pull the trigger in time. They had some points. They had some times where they could get an advantage when the Mail War was incorrect. They could bust in through the gap. But time and time again, we saw them go through the archway. And this was pretty much the story of the fight. They'd come through, a player would get taken out, and then we'd just see a 2-ult combo coming from the DreamisDead to clean up any of the stragglers trying to run away. You're better off jumping in there and at least fighting and trying to get a few kills so people are forced back to the spawn from the defense.
Yeah, just a little bit unfortunate for Minutemen, just not able to get those big combos off they really need to break through. Dorado, that first point, typically quite difficult to push through. That choke point is absolutely insane to break through. Some teams we do see go around the outside and push up through those top stairwells just to get past this May, and if they do get walled off that side, they can run immediately across and come out that window side. We see that a bit more typically from higher teams that just want to deal with the May, but they don't usually play into it at the moment, so it can catch teams out. But I think it was very well executed by the DreamisDead to always play quickly and push off the back of it.